Hi, Deepti. Let's take a look at this latest set of essays, traditional foods being replaced by fast food. Here's what you wrote. The increasing popularity of fast foods has been debated by people for years now due to its effect on health and society. Though there are some drawbacks of prevalent consumption of fast foods, I believe there are many advantages too. This essay will discuss both pros and cons using examples from the UK government Oxford University survey to demonstrate points and support arguments. Okay, fine. Um, First of all, no apostrophe here, because this doesn't mean it is, and this is the wrong spelling of effect. You wrote effect as a verb, but you mean effect as a noun, which is spelled with an E. Okay. Now, one thing that concerns me about your introduction is that you did not mention really anything about families, individuals. You mentioned society, but that's about it. So you did also say that you're going to talk about the pros and cons. Um, so this raises a red flag for me as an examiner because I'm thinking, what if the student treats this essay as a advantages disadvantages essay um, when it's not? Okay, it's supposed to be talking about the effect on these three layers of our life. Okay, so that's not to say that talking about the pros and cons is bad, but you have to do it the right way. So let me just put it this way. I have my antenna up to make sure that you do in fact do this okay. All right, let's see what you wrote in your body paragraphs. Let me see, where is it? Okay. There is ample evidence that fast foods are causing medical issues from obesity to cardiac arrest. The central impact of fast foods is twofold. Firstly, it has a very low nutritional value and is not sufficient for a person to lead a healthy life. For example, a recent empirical research, not A, because research is uncountable, from Oxford University, showed that families who consume fast foods at least twice a week are found to be not in 20 to be in 20% deficiency. No, are found to be 20% deficient in vitamins that are needed for a healthy body. Secondly, pizza, pasta, burger, and hookah noodles are so popular in young generations that old recipes are going into oblivion. For instance, in India, young women are more keen to learn new fast food recipes and no longer aware of old recipes which were passed down from ages. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that fast foods not only have a negative impact on people's health, but also on society and culture too. Okay, so I like this last sentence, but what you needed to do was you needed to have a mirror of that in the first sentence. You went straight into this health aspect, but you were missing a topic sentence. And so I wasn't really sure where you were going with this. All right. If you were going to cover society, if you were going to cover individuals, I wasn't sure. So this last sentence where you wrap everything up, it also has to be, it also has to kind of have a similar sentence with more or less the same ideas, the same meaning in the beginning of the paragraph. And so they kind of act like bookends. Okay. Essentially, it's an introduction and a conclusion to your paragraph. So that's something I really wanted to see here. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Oh, oops. Although, where am I? There is a case for fast foods causing health problems and not obsoleting. It's not a verb, so don't write that. Um, Although there is a case for fast foods causing health problems and maybe causing cultural foods to be obsolete, that would have worked better. Its benefits, again, no apostrophe here. Its benefits on economy and maintaining work-life balance cannot be underestimated. This is largely because fast foods take less time in preparation and are easily available in the market at any time of the day. Thus, when ordering food at any time instead of cooking, comma, spare time which can be spent what? Thus, ordering food at any time instead of cooking. I see. You mean spares as a verb. All right. Thus, comma, ordering food at any time, comma, instead of cooking, comma, spares time which can be spent with family. Consistent with this line of thinking is that the economy has been improved because of widespread opening of new restaurants and employment of delivery staff. For instance, a UK government study showed that over the past 10 years, 20% economic growth was contributed by over 50,000, no S, new delivery jobs and 20,000, no S, new fast food businesses, no S, no apostrophe, no S. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the fast food trend has a tremendous positive effect, again, you need an E, on our life and society. We'll talk about that in a minute. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the benefits of fast food outweigh its, no apostrophe, negative impact. It is predicted that in the future, fast food culture will continue to grow. Okay, so you kind of did what I was afraid of. You treated this like a positive negative essay. You did talk about society. You did talk about family. And you did talk about health. So this wouldn't be scored as an off-topic response. But I do also feel that you didn't quite entirely treat this the way you should have. One thing that you needed to do was you needed to signpost more clearly. And that's what I meant. Like when I said that you needed a clear topic sentence, what is the point of the topic sentence? It introduces the main idea, the central idea of your paragraph. It's like a nice way of saying, okay, here I'm going to talk about how bad this food is on society and on individual health. Okay, so that's essentially what it's doing. So the person reading this says, oh, okay, that's what the central idea is. I get it. All right, when you don't have that sentence, the person has to really look for that central idea. Sometimes students do very well and they get it across rather easily, and sometimes you really have to look for it. So you don't want either one to happen. You want to just lay it out really, really clearly for your reader. Okay, so that was that. And then I felt like this was sort of a similar thing here. This whole thing about the economy was not relevant. I thought you should have kept that out. This is not what the essay is about. Remember, it's about families, individuals, and society. If you want to say that it's good for society because it makes money for society, well, then okay. But I think you understand my point. We were talking about like, yeah, I mean, you just have to say that therefore it is good for the economy, which benefits all of society. If you had framed it like that, that's okay. But again, I also wanted you to say that this is really positive for families and society in a variety of ways. So again, better signposting. All right, let's go now to your letter to your friend. Let's see what you wrote, Priya. Keep in mind that your paper, your exam paper, will probably have something start your letter dear, dot, dot, dot. So don't get into the habit of writing hi. Remember that it'll probably say dear. And they expect you to follow that instruction and write dear. Dear Priya, I hope this letter finds you well. Please accept my sincere apology for not coming over to your home tomorrow. I had planned to meet you tomorrow, but all of a sudden, my office work requires me to work on a weekend. I just received an email from management to be part of a seminar which was not discussed with me before. One of my team members is not well, and I have to attend the seminar on his behalf. In addition, there can be other events after that which might take the whole day and would not spare any time to be able to see you. As I have my flight ticket booked for the day after tomorrow, I will not be able to see you this time. I really regret if you had to change any of your plans for the weekend because of me. However, there is a tech festival organized by my company which will happen in 2 months. This time I stay in Mumbai would be for at least 2 weeks. I'm positive that I will get enough time to catch up with you and even stay at your place for a couple of days. I am really looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Okay. Now, I wanted to read the whole thing through because you misunderstood something in this essay. It says you recently took a trip. So this trip is not happening tomorrow. This trip happened already. And you were supposed to see your friend. You did not. Okay. So now you're apologizing to your friend for not seeing her when you were in, where did you say, Mumbai? Yeah. So You're apologizing to her for that. Not because you're not going to see her, but because you did not see her. So, fortunately, this isn't something that is penalized, particularly in IELTS, okay? But I'm telling you because when you, it's just a lot easier if you're writing exactly what you're supposed to be writing. Everything else makes better sense. So, uh, a couple of things that I want to point out. This is supposed to be a letter to a friend. I didn't feel like your tone was particularly friendly. It felt a little more neutral to me. So, for example, this whole thing here sounds very formal. I hope this letter finds you well is something we would say in a, for sure in a semi-formal letter, but sometimes even in a formal letter to, well, semi-formal, to someone who you're trying to be very polite with. Um, but you still have met them several times and can speak this way. This doesn't feel appropriate for a friend though. So better here would be, hi Priya, how are you? I hope your week is going well. Okay. And then here, this too is super formal. Please accept my sincere apology. That's not how we talk to our friends. Usually we say, I want you to know how terribly sorry I am about what happened during my trip to Mumbai last week. Okay. This is how we talk to our friends, more warmly, more genuine. All right. Not with so much of this very formal language. And so all of this just needed to be changed so that it refers to the past. And that's it. I mean, the rest of it is fine, but I wanted you to know those things. Keep it warmer, less rigid when you talk to a friend. Another thing I wanted to change here is this. I thought that your closing was really rather abrupt. Again, you're talking to a friend. So you're telling her that you're going to see her in 2 months. And then I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time. Again, you should have had a warmer thing. Again, I really am sorry about what happened, but I'm so looking forward to my trip in August. Okay, that is more appropriate for a friend. So I hope that information is helpful. I hope it gives you some stuff to think about. I hope to see some of my suggestions applied in your next set of essays. So go ahead and get started with those, and we'll meet back here. Okay, so good luck to you.